At the airport now, Warbird's Cafe, great place to have dinner. And but things are pretty quiet around here today because the runway's closed. You can see all the dirt work out there, as I said before, widening the runway from 75 to 100 feet. There's the new high school there, about 5 years old, and a new junior high school just finishing up. And I'm not sure what this commercial building is here. Nobody's told me about that new steel structure yet. But anyway, Huntsman owns about 4,000 acres in the valley. He bought 900 acres around the runway here. I knew as soon as he purchased it, because he brings his G4, he has several of them, in and out of the valley. I knew as soon as he purchased that land what was on the agenda. It would enable the runway to move to the northeast, so it's further from town, which is important for noise factor and safety factor. And as I mentioned, it's been widened, so commercial is in the cards here in the near future. There's Mount Moran now, I alluded to earlier. In the background, you can just see a little bit of it peeking up above Grand Targhee, but that is the flat surface, flat top of Mount Moran. There's a bunch of hangars here and developing quite quickly. The reason a lot of pilots and aircraft owners move over to this side is that this airport, being on private property, is much less regulated than the Airstrip airport at Jackson Hole, and you can get your own hangar here. And of course, if you have a plane, substantial plane, you don't want to leave it out in the weather, which they do sit on tarmac in Jackson. So as I said earlier, quite a few people with private aviation do land over here. And as a matter of fact, the operator, the FBO operator, is from Jackson. He originally owned the operation inside Grand Teton Park and decided to sell that and move his operation over here, because inside here he has a museum of his Warbirds collection of military aircraft, and they're all operational, including a MiG that flies around the valley once in a while. The valley has been hurt by recession, but there still is growth and development occurring here. This is a new retailer. I can't say the name of it. I think it's a small version of Walmart, Kmart, with a footprint for a small town. And of course, lots of residential development behind here on the north side of Driggs. Anyway, that concludes this short little video. Hopefully I could go on, and there's a lot more development. I have not taken you to the Hale-Irwin course that's opened up. And also north of here, there's a Greg Norman course under construction. Or the Teton Saddleback Vistas, which is an indoor equestrian center with a fantastic equestrian center. But this will give you a little idea of what's happening in the little sleepy town of Driggs, which was developing rapidly for 10 to 15 years and slowed down now, but is poised for future growth as we recover from the recession.